All right, everybody, great evening tonight. Thank you for coming out. For the moment, this is an official Bristol Township Council meeting, July 16, 2026, starting time 7 o'clock. Stand for a pledge of allegiance. Moment of silence for all our servicemen overseas here, ones that didn't come back, emergency personnel, and also our men and women in blue who protect us 24/7. Thank you. We need roll call.
President Bowen.
Here.
Vice President Murphy.
Present.
Mr. Antonello.
Here.
Mr. Blaylock.
Here.
Ms. Dunlap.
Here.
Mr. Glasson.
Here.
Mrs. Wagner.
Present.
Before the meeting, we met in executive session. Mr. Hobart, Township Attorney.
Yes, prior to this evening's meeting, Bristol Township Council met in executive session where one item of potential litigation was discussed.
Thank you. Monthly reports are available for review in the Township Manager's office. Public comments will be taken on land development and official action items. General comments will be taken during opportunity for residents to address council. Next, we have presentations. We have Bristol Township Police Department, Combinations of Valor for Bristol Health and Rehab Center incident. Chief?
Good evening. Thank you, council. Thank you to the manager's office for allowing us to be here today. What I'm going to do is read the accommodation that's going to apply to every officer that was involved in that tragic event on December 23rd, 2025. Then I'll call the officers up individually, hand them their award, and then we'll hold applause till the very end, if that's okay with you guys. Try to speed things up tonight. Okay. On December 23rd, 2025, during the catastrophic explosion at the Bristol Township Health and Rehab Center in Bristol Township, these officers demonstrated extraordinary courage, professionalism, and selfless devotion to duty. Without hesitation, and despite the imminent danger posed by an unstable structure, fire, and ongoing hazards, they proceeded to place people in positions of safety above their personal risk of their own, while assisting rescue efforts and the protection of life. Their decisive actions, exceptional bravery, and unwavering commitment during one of the most significant emergencies in the township's history reflect the highest traditions of the Bristol Township Police Department and exemplify valor in the service of this community. For these actions, they are hereby awarded the Commendation of Valor. Lieutenant Titus. Lieutenant Kitcheman. Sergeant Leacock. Sergeant Layton. I believe he's not here tonight. Sergeant Mancuso is also not here tonight. Corporal Bausch. Detective Jennings. Detective Landis. Detective Miletti. Officer Brady, who is not here. Officer John Dobb. He's also not here. Officer Katz. Officer Condos. Officer Landhauser. You're fast. Thank you, sir. Yeah, thank you. Officer O'Brien. I believe he's also not here. Officer Reagan. Officer Silverman. Well, that was pretty cute. And Officer Van Winkle, who is also not here. Again, these awards, this award in my 20 years, this doesn't get handed out. This is when you go above and beyond and you risk your own life for the safety of others. And for that, I'm very proud of everyone that's standing here. The community should be proud. They did not hesitate at all to do their job that day. Thank you.
I don't see him. Attention, Bo. Attention, Bo. Please come to the auditorium. It's Bo in the house. Oh, is he? Okay. Come on up, Bo. We're looking for you. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Well, introduce yourself.
Good evening, everyone.
Is it Mike down?
Mike is on.
Yeah. Next on the agenda is the blight.
There we go. Good evening, everyone. My name is Bo Fleming. I'm the Building and Planning Supervisor here. I will be presenting one home tonight for the Blight Program. I will be handing out these packets to you guys real quick.
Bo, how many, what are we down? Houses, blight, now, what do we got?
Bet he's gonna summarize that, yeah.
No, okay, relax, okay? Jeez, getting barked at.
21.
I just want, when we came in office 14 years ago, we had 230, I guess, something in that number, 20.
204,
When we, in 2000,
15.
is that what it was?
yes.
Okay.
No, take
What's
it.
it? What's that? Okay. Blight, so how many homes were we blighted when we came in 2014?
So this program started in 2015. There was 204 vacant homes in the township. As today, we have a list of 21. Of those 21 homes, 5 are currently owned by the Redevelopment Authority of Bucks County and actively in progress of being redeveloped. Tonight, I'm only presenting one home. Tonight is going to be 5606 Tremont Street in Bristol. So the property is actually one parcel subdivided into 2 homes. Those 2 homes are 5606 and 5608. This blight process will be treating this as one parcel, so both homes will be presented. Both homes are vacant. We stickered this initial blight code enforcement letter in August of 2025. We have had 0 contact in that time frame from the owner. The home is owned by Better Homes, Bucks County. They have owned it since 1988. The property at this time is the bare minimum cut, if that. Home was in a fire on the left side of the property. The right side of the property, neighbors have told me that the home has been vacant for several years. We haven't had a rental inspection at this home since 2012. Utilities are on, but bare minimum usage. I think there's one outside light that's left on. 5608, it's not working, Heather. If you can just go to the last one, please. Thank you. 5608, this is the one that was in a fire, it appears. Utilities are disabled to this property. They have been cut since 2022, and Aqua verified as well that water has been shut off. So at this time frame, the entire parcel is uninhabitable and no one is living there. We also have no back taxes on this home. And as I said before, that the neighbors have said this property has been vacant for several years. Thank you.
Thank you for bringing that up. We need a motion from the board to, what? What? Oh, that was a presentation. Thank you. Okay. Hey, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
Thanks, Bo.
Yeah, have a great weekend. We have an ordinance of the Township of Bucks County, Pennsylvania, amending Chapter 191, Vehicles and Traffic of the Code of Ordinances by establishing Airport Road, Green Lane, and Clay Waite Drive designated as no parking districts.
Thank you, President Bowen. We have received complaints from various trucks parking on these streets, and we are recommending by the recommendation of the police department to sign these as no parking districts.
We need a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Mary Ann Wagner,
Second.
second by Sidney Murphy. On the motion, is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Next, we have consent agenda. Consider approval of voucher list and requisition dated July 16, 2026, in an amount of $2,313,214.95. We had approval of June 18, 2026 council meeting minutes. Consider resolution declaring 5606 Tremont Street, Bristol, 19007, tax map number 5-065-106 as blighted according with the urban redevelopment law. Do we need
Motion.
motion by Mary Ann Wagner?
Second.
Second by Joe Glassen. On the motion, is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Report from Township Manager.
Because we have a lot of people here that want to speak, I'm not going to have a report tonight.
Okay, thank you. Report from Township Solicitor.
Yes, thank you. I have a statement here to read on behalf of the township. Obviously, council, manager, everyone, public, has seen the reports. Just some items here from the township. A little bit of history of how we got here in dealing with Newportville Fire Department. In 2019, the township engaged the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development for our fire operations analysis, also called a fire study. This study was completed in November of 2020. Newportville Fire Company Chief Doster's response to the fire study question regarding the top 3 needs facing Newportville were recruitment retention, 2, finances, and 3, member responses. In regard to the top 3 weaknesses of Newportville, Chief Doster replied, 1, response times, 2, enhancing knowledge of future members, and 3, basic operations. The study questionnaire asked each fire company to review DCED options and provide their thoughts. Chief Doster replied, "At this time in the Township Fire Service, my feelings are that consolidation or association of departments would allow for better fire protection to the residents. This would allow for more volunteers to contribute to each department, as well as response times, coverage of departments throughout the day, and utilization of skill sets. Some departments are very leery on combining assets, but I feel if we do not at a minimum associate them, we will be letting down the people we are supposed to protect. A merger may benefit down the road, but I also feel this term is not used correctly. I believe within 5 years, departments in the township will have no choice but to become one if volunteers continue to diminish." This questionnaire also asked, "Please list what your fire company believes are the pros and cons of consolidating, merging, or sharing services," to which Chief Doster cited as being pro, training, / having 2 departments operate as one. This will allow stronger service of both departments. Again, the study was from 2019 and 2020. Following the study, the township did receive interest letters from both the 3rd District and Newportville Fire Companies to begin discussions of merger and consolidation as recommended in the fire study. In 2019, the township borrowed approximately $11 million to renovate the senior center and the former Inspire building at 2104 Bath Road. It has now been turned into the Parks and Recreation building for a township career department, 3rd District Fire Company, and Newportville Fire Company. Unfortunately, after COVID, the prices increased from the estimated $7 million, which we had secured for the fire station, to a project costing over $15 million. In 2023, Newportville advised they were no longer interested in merging or consolidating with 3rd District and did not provide the reason to either the township or 3rd District. Very recently, 2 fire companies themselves have officially voted against merging and consolidating with Newportville when asked. The remaining 4 volunteer companies, so including those 2, have not sought any relationship or do not desire to work with Newportville. Some clarifications here of things that have been out in the public. This is not a financial issue for the township or funding. The township will have the same funding, tax allocation, and state aid, and it's not going to be reduced if any mergers, consolidations, or redistricting of service areas occur. The funding will be reallocated by 4 instead of 5, should this move forward. So each company will receive more because the number to divide will be reduced. Township Council, the staff, and the Career Fire Department 100% supports all the volunteer fire companies that have been saying for the last 5 years. We are hopeful to retain the department volunteer fire service in the township to work in tandem with our career department. The financial impact on our residents will be astronomical if we are ever in the situation where we have to lose volunteer fire company service in total. Bristol Township, as said, has a career department. They've been in existence since 2010. In 2019, the volunteer fire company chiefs asked for an expansion of the township career service hours from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. The career department expanded its hours from 6 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. as the township career department increased staffing and is getting back to staffing levels that were cut by a previous manager. Newportville Fire Company owns 2 properties. There are Station 12 located on 2425 New Falls Road and Station 82 located at Station 82 located at 3025 Bath Road, just right down the road. Station 12 has not been used for the fire protection services with engines running from or calls taken and dispatched since 2019. The service calls have been coming from Station 82. The laws for the land and equipment owned by Newportville or any other fire company are determined, what happens to them is determined by their own articles of incorporation. Bristol Township has no ownership, control, interest, or any desire for the land or the equipment used by Newportville Fire Company. There's been no contact, land development discussion, anything like that Bristol Township is aware of, has knowledge of, has been presented with for a recycling center at either location of Newportville Fire Company or any development for any other development for that matter. We have no say in that matter as it's privately owned. Levittown Fire Company number 2, of which Councilman Glasson is a volunteer firefighter, does not gain an independent and financial benefit from the redistrict outside of what was talked about the reallocation. Like any other company, it'll receive an increase in the real estate tax millage and the state allocation. No one fire company will be proposed to take over Newportville service area alone, and thus all calls and an inclusive look at all aspects of what the service district should become has begun by the chiefs of the other volunteer fire companies working together with the township. Township Randy Mazer has received no correspondence or voicemail from Attorney Hauser, and she had actually directed our office to be his primary contact. Township Manager Randy Mazer and Township Manager Assistant Township Manager, Heather Sadlery, have received no correspondence or voicemail calls from Alex Gross. Township Manager Mazer has returned every email or phone call from current and former chiefs and the president of the Newportville Fire Company. And back in February, Ms. Mazer facilitated a meeting in February upon receiving their request after the township's initial letter. Thank you.
Anything else?
Nothing else for the day.
Okay, thank you. Next, under new business, we have application of Womack RE Holdings LLC requesting preliminary final approval for 60 by 100 garage on a property located at 815 Patterson Avenue, Croydon, tax parcel number 5-012-307 and 05-012-308, and an M4 Municipal Services. Good evening.
Good evening.
Is that Green?
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm Nathan Reese with Howell Engineering, the design engineer of 815 Patterson Avenue, and with me is Brandon Womack, the applicant for the project. Oh, I see that. So I'll quickly run through a brief project description so the council is aware of the proposed improvements. As part of this project, we are proposing a new 6,000 square foot garage and removing existing access at the intersection of Patterson and State Road and maintaining the current access closer to Washington. So following approved variances from the Zoning Hearing Board decision and order and recommendation from the Planning Commission, we are proposing these improvements with a few variance requests to hopefully be approved here. As part of this project, we also are proposing potential repaving of the existing parking area, subject to a limited geotechnical investigation and in coordination with the township engineer. And Brandon will quickly go through the proposed and existing use of this property.
So good evening.
Hi, Brandon.
Good evening. So some of you may know the business is SKD Try-Ons. We're an emergency vehicle upfitting company. This is our third relocation. We were over in Pennsylvania Avenue. Now we're at River Road. And as our business expands, obviously, we need that additional space to grow our business and service our municipal, state, local government vehicles. We do the emergency lighting, vehicle decals, prisoner partitions. Bristol Township's one of our clients. But we've been doing this for the last 10 years, almost 10 years in this township. So we're just asking for more space to expand our business. Obviously, there'll be some additional improvements on that space. We all knew it was the banquet hall, for lack of better terms, for a long time. So clean up the property, install new fencing, get the lighting together, and really be good neighbors to the individuals around. So that's a synopsis of what we're trying to do with the property at this time.
Okay. Mr. Schroeder. Township Engineer.
Just to clarify the record, the comment was made to seek variances this evening. I think you meant to say seek waivers from the Saldo. There were variances granted already at the zoning hearing board for this project. You know, we have a few issues to work out with them to get the plan suitable for recording and construction begin, but we're confident that everything's on the right path for that to happen.
And it will be paved.
Yes, correct.
Thank you.
What was it? I'm
The-
sorry.
the
I didn't-
part-
Then it'll be paved.
Okay.
There's effectively a partial waiver request from the pavement. Right now, it's a gravel lot. They're going to go out and do some exploratory digging, some test borings to see what the base is. It's a non-residential use, which requires a standard township non-residential pavement section, which is a pretty thick section of asphalt, and they're trying to reduce that otherwise customary amount of pavement, and if the subbase is suitable and they can provide some engineering data to allow for that pavement section to be thinned out a little bit so it's not as much material, which of course is very expensive right now. To the extent we can, we'll work with them to accommodate a reasonable
Okay.
Okay,
paving
Outcome.
section.
thank you.
Okay.
Thanks.
So with those provisos, I'll make that motion.
Motion by Patrick Antonello.
I'll second it, sir.
Second by Marcia Dunlap. On the motion, is there any questions?
I
Okay.
have one thing. This was a typo. It was corrected. I don't know why it's not recorrected, but it's MS zoning district, municipal services, not M4. Thank you.
Okay. On the motion, is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone disapprove? Thank you. Congratulations.
Good luck.
Okay, thanks a lot. Next, we have application of 5795 Bristol Pike LLC requesting preliminary final approval to construct a 8,004 square foot building in use in a F3 and associated loading facility on a property located at 5790 Bristol, tax parcel number 5-065-082 and a M1 Light Manufacturing. Anybody here for that? Yeah. Yeah, well, come on up. Good to see you.
Nice to see you too. My name's Jerry Grove.
Hey, Jerry, is that blue light, green light?
It's green now.
All right,
All right, so my name's Jerry Govro. I own the property at 5790.
it's,
My team's not here, so I am very out
We're
of
good.
sorts. Okay.
We were notified earlier this week, they were gonna, our understanding was they were gonna table your application to a future date to work on some of the matters that we had talked about in the last few weeks with them. So that was our expectation. I guess the message didn't get fully relayed through the applicant's team. So we were surprised to see you here. I don't know if you want to just come back.
Well, I'm not, like, I know nothing about the process, but
Yeah,
I
think
did have
it's
a
best to
conversation.
table it, and
Okay.
then they're gonna work through a couple of the matters that they're trying to resolve, and then come back possibly next month.
Okay.
And it won't slow down your process. We'll be able to continue working over the next 30 days to keep your project moving in the meantime.
Okay, yeah, I mean,
right.
we immediately made a reduction in the size of the building to conform to the fire requirement.
I know that was one of the bigger talking
We
points.
just cut 5 feet off the face of it to drag it back.
Yeah,
and to
it
solve
was
the
that, and
problem.
then there was like the building separation item. You'd
Correct.
received variances from the zoning hearing board. That was one that still would either require another variance, or there'd be ways to shift the building, shrink the building, modify it, connect it. So those are things that, and then, like I said, we got a call a couple days ago, and they had indicated they were gonna table this evening. So
okay.
is that
So,
a motion, or?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would recommend at this time a motion to table.
I'll make
Okay.
that motion.
motion by Mary Ann Wagner, second by Cindy Murphy. On the motion, is there any questions? All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Thank you.
All right,
See you
thank you.
next meeting.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks for stopping out. Consider 2026, 2027 Bucks County Consortium fuel bid.
Thank you, President Bowen. The bids are out of the consortium, as you had said, on behalf of North Haslam Township. They held the bids. Our Public Works Department is recommending that we go for Riggins for low sulfur diesel for Public Works, and unleaded regular gas for police, and Ports Petroleum for number 2 heating for the Bristol Township Sewer Department. Motion is in order.
We need a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Cindy Murphy. Second by Joe Glasson. On the motion, is there any questions? All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Thank you. And next, we have a resolution authorizing the sale of surplus equipment.
There should be a resolution in front of you for 10 vehicles, former police vehicles that are for surplus for the bidding. And we've received, we've advertised it, and we received for the 10 vehicles a proposal of $7,000.
We need a motion. Motion by Marion Wagner. Second by Marcia Dunlap. On the motion, is there any questions? All in favor? Anyone opposed? Thank you. Next, we have a considered collection agency agreement for the collection of non-pay violations for the automated red light enforcement program.
Thank you. So we now have 2 locations, 2 intersections, 8 cameras, and this has been in existence, one for about a year now and another for about 6 months. And we now are at the point where people are not paying, and so we can enter into an agreement with the collection agency, just as we did with sewer collection.
We need a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Patrick Antonello. Second by Cindy Murphy. On the motion, is there any questions? All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Next, fleet copy release request for proposals.
And we have a memo that is in front of us for an RFP that we did for copier replacements. And the recommendation of the Director of IT is for Fraser, to go with Fraser from the 6 RFPs that we received.
Motion by Marion Wagner.
I'll second.
Second by Joe Glasson. On the motion, is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. And last but not least, consider resolution authorizing the request to apply for the Building Resilient Infrastructures and Communities Grant Program through the Federal Emergency Management Agency for Green Lane Storm Pipe Replacement.
So we've been working with Bristol Borough. We had originally approved the arms to come down for the flooding, to let people not go under the underpass while there's flooding. And now they're working on a grant, and we said that we will partner with them since we own half of Green Lane. It's a state road, but the state is not fixing the piping.
No
So
way.
we are applying for a grant for the piping. We would have a match, and the state has said to us that they will help us find that match.
Okay, great. All right.
Make that motion.
Holy cow. How about this? All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Thank you. Okay. Now we're on other business. Any other business? Comments from council members?
Yeah, I have something I just wanted to bring up. We all know that the Delaware River Turnpike Authority, not the Delaware River, but the Turnpike Authority, PA and New Jersey, are planning to replace the bridges with 2 bridges. The period for public comment has been extended to July 24th. So I'd recommend that everybody visit Delaware River Turnpike Bridge.com and answer that questionnaire and provide your feedback and your comments of what you expect from the Turnpike Authority from this construction project and then thereafter. So we have until the 24th of July. So thank you.
Thank you. Anybody
Mr.
else?
President,
Yes.
one other mention. I
Yes.
think we've got a concert coming up next week.
Oh,
Fish Out of Water,
yeah.
Wednesday. Yeah,
Good. I forgot about that. Thank you.
everybody stop by for that. Should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, hopefully the weather.
Weather.
Participate.
Yeah, hope no smoke.
Okay, next, we're moving right along. We're just coming to the end. Opportunity for residents to address council. And the first one you have is Wes Wrestler. Come on up, Wes.
He knows you like a book, Craig.
Come on up, Wes.
Knows you like a book, Greg.
On that note, how you doing, Wes? What's happening?
I said that 15, 20 minutes ago. I said, he'll shift it all around. He don't want me to comment on that, nothing anybody else has to say. Well, I'm gonna bring it to you real easily, that the comment that was made last week about not being registered and not being insured, I have both of them, the insurance and the registrations for those cars that were taken by Blaylock. They were taken by Blaylock off my property when I was not there. They made sure that I was not home when they came and did that. So, you know, I can slap you right in the face with that one. And I guess that's permitted to call you a liar. Keep on going. You're not out of the woods yet. Now, that's one of the cars you took. Yeah, mine. What was that? I forget. That was probably about November of '23, maybe. Now, you allowed Blaylock to do you allowed him to put this on here, but you won't allow me to do a PowerPoint demonstration, right? I've asked you for 6 months for me to do a PowerPoint demonstration. Oh, and you're taking up my time. What'd you say about being inspected? The law says they don't need to be inspected if they're not being on the road, if they're on your property. That was a silver tarp that I had over the back of the pickup. Okay, we'll move along so you don't run me out of my time completely. Who enforces the statutes of our United States flags? How they're displayed? If they're tattered and torn and supposed to be destroyed? Different color lights being put on them to, oh, nobody knows, huh? Why, there's the lawyer. The lawyer don't know?
Well, it's neither a state nor a local law, so our police department nor our code enforcement is the enforcement agency.
You would think, wouldn't you?
No, because it's not a state or local law.
Actually, it is under Title 18, Title 26. Oh, I'm sorry.
I said, yo, man, don't be giving him more information. That's not allowed. When he came out and took all that stuff from my property, and Randy committed herself, she said they took your vehicles and they took your stuff, and she got stuff out of her mouth before she knew to shut up. I guess maybe Hobart gave her a look. So who was the arbitrator to come and determine what was junk and what was not? Now, I'm bringing you that up because that was given to me by a district judge that you sent me to way up in no man's land on Alms House Road, Judge Duple. He's still around. So who was the arbitrator? Oh, yeah, I get to ask you questions. I can come up here in my 5 minutes and ask you anything I want. Now, if you don't answer, you're not answering for a reason because you got something to hide, right? Now, what do you consider unsightly properties? Yeah.
Wes, have a great weekend coming up. All right, next we're going to move along. First one is Nicole. I don't know if I'll say the right name. Sure? Nicole. Hi, Nicole.
Good evening. My name is Nicole Shear, and I live on Old Rogers Road in Mayfield Terrace, right around the corner. You may recall that Old Rogers Road is the road that runs parallel to Veterans Highway Route 413 and is often used as a cut-through to I-95 from Ford Road, bypassing a traffic light at Ford and 413. Mayfield Terrace is a rather small neighborhood, only about 7 streets, including Old Rogers Road. However, because of that cut-through and a few businesses on our road, we have a high volume of vehicles, personal and work-related, that drive on our road. There are signs posted at either end of the street that limit the weight of the vehicles driving on our road to 3.5 tons. However, vehicles going into the businesses on our road appear to be heavier than that limit, as we have large tractor trailers drive on the road every single day to the businesses and again as a cut-through. Most importantly, nearly every vehicle who drives on this road, regardless of their type, drive in excess of the posted 25-mile-an-hour speed limit. Old Rogers Road has no sidewalks, no speed humps, no pedestrian walkways, or stop signs. There is nowhere on this road to safely walk, jog, or ride a bike because one would have to be in the street, close to speeding vehicles, large vehicles, and reckless driving. Many of the residents here have children who are school age, most of them elementary age. These children are unable to play with their friends safely due to the unsafe road, and they are all picked up by their bus in front of each one of their houses because there's nowhere for them to safely stand together for the bus. Old Rogers Road also backs up into Delha's Woods, home to important wildlife, including deer, foxes, possums, and raccoons, all found walking in our neighborhood, especially at night, which poses dangers to not only the wildlife, but the drivers and their vehicles when they are driving recklessly. This safety hazard has greatly impacted our quality of life, ability to build community, and our sense of safety. I brought with me today a petition signed by residents on Old Rogers Road and close neighboring streets asking for the council to explore ways to combat the speeding and reckless driving on this road. Also, there are residents from Old Rogers Road also, in addition to me here, asking for this as well. Signers of this petition have told me stories of their homes being hit by speeding cars, witnessing accidents at the 3 intersections on this road, and very narrowly being hit by vehicles driving in excess of the speed limit. According to the Bristol Township Code of Ordinances, sections 17735A, 17743A, and 17745A, street standards, sidewalks and curbs. Sidewalks and curbs are required except when they are unnecessary for public safety and convenience. Given the amount of vehicles and the type of vehicles who use this road each day and the reckless driving that is on this road, this is a public safety issue and something needs to be done. And while we're not necessarily asking for sidewalks to be installed, we are asking for the township to do something to increase our safety and our quality of life by reducing the number of vehicles on this road, or at least deterring the speeding and enforcing safe driving. By being able to walk safely on this road, we will be able to improve our health, connect with our neighbors, and our children can safely be outside. It is only a matter of time before someone is seriously injured or killed on this road unless something is done to keep our residents safe. The residents of Old Rogers Road hope that council would be willing to explore this further and support us in improving our neighborhood. Thank you.
Okay, we will take a look at it.
Thank
See
you.
what we
Thank
can do.
you.
Yeah, thank you.
Who can take?
Get the petition.
You can hand
Manager
it or email it or whatever. Thank you.
Next, Jim Mulhan, is that? Mulholland. I know Jim. Hi, Jim.
Okay, my name's Jim Mahan.
Yes.
I've been here a long time.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I got 70 years in the fire service. I belong to Edgeley. I'm a life member. The thing is, when I first came here, it was the 3rd district, Croydon, Edgeley, and Newportville. The first fire school was made in Newportville. That's history. And Bucks County worked from there on. Levittown 2 came along, and 3rd district came along. The 5 companies worked together solid. We had a fire board meeting. I was on the fire board. I worked in Illinois for 10 years. I was fire marshal for 2 years before DeVillio got here. The thing is, we worked the things out here. Every month we had a meeting, council meeting, sat down with the guys. If we had a problem in Newportville or 3rd district we discussed it. We went to them individually and said, you better straighten it out. You guys shouldn't have to get involved in that. The biggest problem today is membership. When I was chief of Edgeley, I had 50 members in the fire department, 50 active members. That's not there anymore. Everybody works overtime because of the economy. Your wife works, you have to watch your kids. You don't have the people. That's the biggest problem. It's not just here in Bucks County, it's the whole country. I belong to the International Fire Chiefs, it's the whole world. I belong 35 years, I'm a life member. I've been to meetings all over the country where fire companies got closed because, council or people wanted to close it. They got sued when somebody died. Newportville's down here this road, you have Levittown 2, Croydon, and 3rd District going there. The 5 companies always work together. Membership's a hard thing. I can't resolve that because I can't really figure how to do it. If the council had what we used to call the fire board, got together, we worked it out, we advertised it, maybe the kids to join. We got the school, we went to Wilson and taught the kids fire school and everything else. They went to fire school and they joined the fire service when they were young kids. I joined when I was 16 years old. That's 70 years ago. So the thing is, I think that before you guys close a fire company or force them to merge, I think you really should have somebody sit down with council and the people and say, hey, what can we do to help the fire companies and help the public? Because God bless us, and I've seen it, and I'm not lying to you, out the country, closed a fire company out in Texas. A person died 2 years later. They went out and sued the council, said you close it. Why? If you don't have the manpower, that's different. But if you can't work it out and help the guys out, I don't care if you advertise it. I've already talked to some of the chiefs in Newportville. They're going to go to every house and try to see if we can get somebody to join. Joey will tell you it's tough anymore to get people to join. When I was a kid, my father belonged, my uncles, my brothers, all my kids belonged. Now today they got that computer or the phone or they don't want to bother with it. So what I'm saying is try to work together. You should really have someone in the middle. I've talked to people who like to talk to the wall because he don't understand what I'm saying. You have to work together. And Joe will know if they won't work together and help them, I don't care if it's now it's Newportville, it could be Edgeley or Croydon or Levittown next month. So you have to work together. So what I'm saying is before you close them down and cut them out, try to work something out. All right? I'm sorry. That's my feeling.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you for your service, too.
Thank you, Joey. I'm sorry, Joey. I picked on you.
It's not the first time. Dawn?
If I could just remind everybody that you have to state your name and your address for the record.
Dawn Cummings?
Hi, my name is Dawn Cummings, and I'm speaking tonight not only as a resident of Bristol Township, but also as the battalion chief of Newportville Fire Company. I am speaking on regards of the closure for Newportville Fire Company. I would actually like to go off of Jimmy's statement because in 2019 and 2020, when that study was going on, if you were to ask Howard McGoldrick for his 5-year plan, they actually wanted to merge with Newportville because at that time, they only had 5 to 7 members showing up. So it might happen to one station, but a year from now, it will happen to another. And to continue off of the lawyers with his emails going back to 2020, 2022, I also have documents with that as well, where our department was in negotiations with 3rd District. Our chief at the time brought multiple concerns forward with private conversations and discussion with township officials without Newportville being involved. I have a resolution back from 2022, and in part of that resolution, it says, whereas the Newportville and 3rd District fire companies have determined that it is in their best interest that the fire partnership plans to complete and made effective no later than December 31st, 2027. And that date was promised to us so that we could hit our 100 years. In that time, we were allowed to stay separate until we hit our 100 years and operate on an operational level between the two departments. I also have some emails from Randy dated September 22nd, 2022, that the township administration has made the difficult decision to halt plans to build a new fire and emergency management building, which is why Newportville pulled out of the merger with 14s, with not knowing where our stations were going to be placed and how we would squeeze everything into one building. As we continue, there is another email from Randy, because there was a prior discussion about a consolidation, and the third district company presents at the meeting expressed their willingness to consolidate with Newportville Fire Company, and both entities agreed to jointly work with Kim Hauser, which then turned out to them not wanting to work with Kim Hauser, and that turned into another issue. And another email from Randy to our president at the time, March 3rd, 2022. Apparently one of our members, I guess, went to Levittown Now and made a statement about Newportville being shut down. In that letter, or in that email, it says, "Let me first address the statement the township is planning to shut down Newportville Fire Company if we don't merge with 3rd District. To say that this is ridiculous is an understatement. Considering the fact that just a few months ago, I was with the support of the Township Council allocating funding to provide for the 5 fire companies and house 3rd District and Newportville together. If Newportville, or if NFC has a concern, and this concern is related to the stipulations that was created for Newportville and 3rd District to merge together on the recommendations of the fire study, that was only if Newportville was to move into the future new station at the municipal complex property. The location of this new firehouse station complies with the recommendations of the study. So if Newportville did not go into the new firehouse, we were allowed to operate separately until December 31st, 2027. And my other concern is the statement that Bristol Township put out on their social media account about transparency. I don't know what people's definitions of transparency means to them, but to me, I do not believe that there was no transparency. There was no returns to emails that were sent from our president to Randy or council, from our lawyer to council or Randy, and Newportville operational officers had things set with 3rd District. Our chiefs and their chiefs were supposed to meet and discuss adding each other and running each other on calls, training together, duty crews together. That meeting was canceled by 3rd District after we had our meeting here on February 27th. Then, after the dust settled, we decided that we were talking again, and we actually had another meeting scheduled for July 5th, which again, 3rd District canceled on Newportville. So if we can't maintain an effort which is on their side with canceling, I don't know. But if we are being forced to merge, as it was stated, and we're making good effort.
Go ahead, keep going. Keep going. Just finish that statement.
Thank you.
Finish your statement.
If we were trying to make the good effort and we did everything that council asked for, our scratch times have improved by 80%.
Right.
We did a huge recruitment and retention. We gained an additional 10 new members to our fire department, 5 of them which are supposed to start Fire 1 in August. We fixed all our discrepancies with our money. We have a very strict policy now with money, but if we are being told that the merger has to be forced, then why are other fire companies allowed to say no? They should be forced just as we are.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ryan Cummings?
Is this on? Oh, yeah. Sorry. First time ever talking up here. All right. Good evening, council, ladies and gentlemen of Bristol Township. I'm not here tonight to debate our past. We have acknowledged it, taken responsibility for it, and corrected it. Since January 2025, Newportville Fire Company has strengthened its financial controls, I'm Ryan Cummings. I live at 1100 Newportville Road. I'm also the Deputy Chief of the Fire Department, Newportville. I'll go back to that now. Since January 2025, Newportville Fire Company has strengthened its financial controls, improved accountability, increased firefighter training, rebuilt staffing, and dramatically improved our emergency response performance. In 2025, we responded to approximately 600 emergencies with 60 non-responses. That's about 10%. This year, through the first half of 2026, January through June, we've responded to approximately 350 emergencies with only 5 in-district non-responses. Those aren't opinions, they are measurable results that reflect the dedication of our members and the work we put into rebuilding this organization. When the township asked us to submit a written plan, we did. When we were directed to work with the proposed merger company, we reached out. We received no response. We informed the township that our efforts have gone unanswered. We've reached out, no response there either. We still completed and submitted the requested plan and received no response. We also applied for a FEMA SAFER grant to strengthen our volunteer recruitment and retention. The grant is intended to build Newportville's volunteer staffing model, as it does not simply transfer to another fire company if Newportville is closed, unless there's an approved merger. Our volunteers donate approximately 25,000 hours of service every year. We respond to emergencies, we train, maintain our equipment and our station, educate the public, serve this community because they care deeply about it. If the Newportville Fire Company is closed, our 600 emergency calls don't disappear. They will simply become the responsibility of the neighboring fire companies that are farther away and already struggling with volunteer shortages. That doesn't reduce the workload, it shifts it. The question you must ask yourself is whether that truly improves public safety for the residents of Bristol Township. For nearly 100 years, Newportville Fire Company has proudly protected Bristol Township. We ask only that you judge us who we are today and not who we were yesterday. So my question is simple. What current facts justify closing a fire company that has corrected its deficiencies, demonstrated measurable improvement, invested in its future, and remains committed to serving this community?
Could you state your address? I don't know if
1100 Newportville Road.
Okay, and Dawn for the record.
1100 Newportville Road.
Thank you.
That was a question.
Oh, well, I'm
bad.
sorry.
I'm sorry. So my question is simple.
Well, this is public comment. Yeah, just,
He got answers.
well,
All right, not a problem. Not a problem.
yeah.
The process for next one, sure. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Council's still working through everything. There'll be responses. There's other items they're looking at. I mean,
Fair enough.
there's proposals
I
on the
would
table.
actually like, while I'm up here, I don't know if I'm allowed to do this or not, but request a meeting with council through the township, if we could have a meeting with you, the fire department, prior to the next meeting.
I would have to direct that question to the township solicitor because you've retained counsel and have served us with notices that we're, in an abundance of caution, hesitant to respond without the benefit of our counsel.
So our council will reach out to your council then.
I guess at this point, that is the
Will we
correct.
get a response this time? Because last time we didn't.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Will we have a response this time? Because last time we did not.
That's just
Well,
not true. I
we
talked
would-
to him multiple times on the telephone and emailed with him.
Yeah, we requested for a meeting.
Well, I do take issue with the responses, but I'll go no further than that, and again, refer you to our counsel.
I said, I talked to their attorney multiple times on the telephone and emailed with him.
Yeah.
Or
There was a meeting requested.
there was a request, but that doesn't mean we responded and said,
That's what I'm
you
saying.
can request another one now, yes.
Okay.
Because in your news media, we didn't do anything. Now it's becoming
All right, well, that's.
Thank you.
We'll talk. Okay.
Next is Frank Bernhardt? Frank?
Yes.
Oh, Frank. Hi, Frank.
Hello, sir. How are you? Good. First things first, I want to apologize for my
Oh, that's okay.
interference. Oh, I'm sorry. My name's Frank Barnhart, and as retired law enforcement from the Department of Corrections, I do request not to give my address. Okay?
Are you a resident of this township?
Yes, I live in Bristol Township.
You
Yes.
can say that, yes.
Okay,
Just say you're a resident of the, yeah, that's
I
fine.
am
You're
a
good to
resident
go.
of Holly Hill.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. As a duly elected official, I'm a committee man for 9-1. A paramedic had asked me to represent his statement in behalf of himself in front of the council. So I'm just going to go ahead and read this. Give me a second. As a local paramedic and as someone who lives and works here in Bristol Township, closing the Newportville Fire Company would be a significant mistake, especially without a comprehensive immediate operational contingency plan that guarantees response times will not increase anywhere within the township. The reality is simple. Closing 2 strategically located fire stations will increase response times. That is a matter of geography and resource availability, not politics. No amount of rhetoric can change that. Public safety decisions should be based on objective data and operational realities, not assumptions or budgetary convenience. While I fully understand that budgets and finances are a huge part of sustainability for emergency services, the decisions of closing fire departments' response times and safety strategies should be made by the men and women who work, live, and breathe public safety, not politicians. As soon as you put a price on safety, you have failed at your job. I would also add, you failed the community, so I'm going to add that. Rather than discussing the closure of fire companies that have faithfully served this community for several decades, Bristol Township should be investing in the future of fire protection. The township needs a fully staffed 24/7 paid fire department with multiple strategically located stations, extending from the Newportville station on New Falls Road to Station 13 near 5 Points, all the way to the Croydon station. Given the level of taxes us residents already pay, this should be a priority. And yes, a township fire department and the township fire marshal's office should be 2 separate entities, and a 24/7 township fire department should have its own chief and command staff. The existing fire companies should remain open while the township develops and transitions to a comprehensive career fire department. That, in view, is the best possible outcome for both public safety and long-term sustainability. Over the past 15 years, I have personally relied on these firefighters and these stations countless times to assist us in medical and trauma calls, and more often than not, on calls that makes our therapists need therapy when we tell them about it. They have consistently demonstrated professionalism, skill, and dedication to the people they serve. As a paramedic, I work alongside fire departments throughout Bucks County, and while I have tremendous respect for the amazing firefighters everywhere I work, I can confidently say that Bristol Township's firefighters are among the absolute very best. Their commitment to this community is second to none. Their training is top tier. Their dedication is hard to match. The decline in volunteer firefighters is not unique to Bristol Township. It is a nationwide challenge. That reality makes it even more important to begin serious discussions about establishing a fully staffed 24/7 paid fire department rather than reducing existing emergency resources. That includes sending funding requests and grants requests to the state while working hard to not raise our already high taxes, but knowing that everything costs money and financial stability is a big topic when it comes to funding emergency services. Bristol Township is already an expensive place to live. However, I would 100% support a reasonable tax increase if it meant providing residents with a reliable, township-wide career fire department that ensures rapid response and maintains the high standard of service our community deserves. The key word in that sentence is reasonable. I know myself and many others would not be thrilled about paying more money in taxes, but when it's worth it, it's worth it. Unfortunately, I will not be able to attend the August council meeting. However, I sincerely hope the members of Township Council carefully consider the long-term impact of this decision, Public safety is one of the most important responsibilities of local government. I just had another paragraph and that was it. Okay, thank you.
Colin Sweeney. Hey, Colin.
Hello. My name is Con Sweeney. I'm the lieutenant for Newportville Fire Company, and I live in Mill Creek Falls. I'm here to speak to you guys. I'm newly to Newportville. I used to live in their local. I ran with another company in Bent Salem. I ran there for about 7 years before I switched over. I don't know what happened before, but now we're a lot stronger. We get out more. We're getting to these community members faster. And to be honest, I live in their local. And I live at the farthest part. I still get there. I'm still the first one on that truck. I'm more worried about if you do guys close us down, who's gonna save me? Who's gonna save my family? The farthest company, they still are volunteer. They still take time to get to their station. So now they have to go farther into an outside area. That's more time. And today's fires, we don't have time. You should know this. They go up like this. And with the stuff that's inside, it's a matter of minutes. But it's not just that, we're still here for the community. We're here for them to respond. We do this for free. It happens like all the other officers of my department just said. It happens to everyone. It's not just us. It was in Bent Salem. It's in Middletown. It's in Falls Township. It's in the borough. But when we are getting threatened to get shut down, that morale goes from here all the way down. That's not fair to us. I'm 25 years old. There's not many young people coming knocking on our doors. We try. For our training, it's over 200 hours. That's in 3 months. That's 3 days a week. Our weekend's gone. I can tell you this. My wife can tell you this. I've left her in Thanksgiving dinners because we got called. Well, that's all I gotta say.
Thank you, Colin. Dave, is it Sergeant? Is that it? Dave.
Hi, Dave. Hello. Hello. So it's okay. It's David Sargent. I live at 3445 Hilltop Avenue in the Fergusonville section. I just wanted to speak in support of the Newportville Fire Company. A couple years ago, my next door neighbor had a massive fire that was right aside of me, and I can honestly say I know firsthand how important it is to have a fire company that's minutes away rather than miles away. And they came so fast, and I want to thank you all for being here tonight. And you are so important. You have no idea. So thank you, every single one of you that are here. To all the first responders, firemen, the police officers, paramedics, every one of you is important. I also wanted to know what would happen to our polling place, because that's where we vote. You know, hundreds of people vote there. What would happen to that? Has there been any consideration as to? Okay, well, because that's kind of important too. Yeah, yes, but I just wanted to speak with highest regard to these men and women that risk their lives for us, you know? You guys are
I love you. So that's all I have to say. Thank you, everybody.
Dave, thank you. Wes, you want to go again? I am just kidding. All right, on that, there's nobody else, but hold on, we'll be hanging out, so, on that, we need a motion to adjourn the meeting. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for all your volunteer services. It does not go unnoticed. Thank you.